And welcome to episode 4 of Podcast-No-Jutsu. I'm sure you've all been waiting and hopefully it's right on time. Now, today, before I let Nick speak, I would like to introduce a new concept of a game I would like to try out today, which, as a temporary name, I have called it, Hey guy, check this out. The concept of the game is very simple. We take be it a series, be it a game, be it a movie, be it an action that the other one tried to convince the other to partake in. Now, obviously, we'll try to do this bi-monthly, hopefully, that's every 2 months. Twice a month, hopefully, and at the end of the year, we'll tally up whoever introduced the other person to more. Now, what is your thoughts on this game? Might as well share them now.
Guess who's back? Back again. Back again. Guess who's back? Back again. Back again on the podcast. It's your favorite dude, the Beast. The Nick is back. How was that for an intro?
I feel like you lied to them a lot. Everyone knows I'm the favorite, obviously.
And everyone knows I'm the most hated, so it's always the one who receives the most hate that gets the most attention.
So you're attention whore.
Yes, I am. I'm not gonna lie. I love the attention.
Yes. Right. So, obviously, I've just introduced the game. I'm hoping your Wi-Fi didn't cut out and ruin it again. So,
what kind of a bollocks are you on about? What kind of a freaking game are you on about?
So basically, as I've just explained it, I'm going to try to convince you to be interested in the 40k universe.
It's going to take some convincing, mate.
Yes, I've tried it a few times. Today shall be the nail in the coffin. And I should probably stop speaking like that. Now, to start us off, shall I introduce you all the races in this wonderful universe on Grimdark?
Does it have a race exclusively known as the Nick?
No, it has the Nick Rons, who are undead robots.
Well, take over the planet. That's what I should be doing.
Well, no. The Nick Rons, or the Necrons, as they're actually called, are undead skeleton robots. There is a Genghis Khan called Jetakai Khan, who's a Primarch. I'll get to that. Now,
this is the new era. They can call me Nick Khan. I'm gonna go on a big conquest, like Genghis Khan. I'm gonna start my own race.
Well, sounds more like you'll end the race, but fair enough. Now, let me start you off with the humans. Usually the most boring species, but in 40k. Sorry, aka the what?
Nothing. Go on.
Anyway, so obviously in every fantasy universe has a human, so they're usually look, it's them humans. They must be the good guys. Except in 40k, the humans are probably probably the second worst species, mostly because they're religious zealots to the point of burning entire planets.
Wait. Humans are the second worst species?
Yeah.
Bro, humans are like virus. They should be the worst species in the game. Just for that reason, it should be the worst race.
It depends on how you look at it, but you could say they're the worst species. They will literally destroy an entire planet just because they heard about the demons who... anyway, to start off with the humans, the humans, because there's, humanesque factions, the humans are basically split into two. One being the religious and the leaders, they're your priests, they're your inquisition. Basically anything that ain't human, they would probably kill.
So let me ask you one thing. Who controls the priests?
Higher up priests.
So there is no kings, emperors, rulers, anything like that? It's just
there's the
running
corpse
loose.
emperor.
corpse emperor. What does he do? Summon up like zombies?
No. Basically, at one point in time in 30k, because 40k obviously means 40,000, there was someone called the Emperor. He was the shining light that led humanity into prosperity.
Wait, that rings a bell. That sounds a lot like me.
Except he got shunked by his son and turned into a corpse.
Well, I don't blame them, because I am amazing, so I wouldn't be surprised if they never did that. So
yeah, but it's not the end, because they have to feed him, because there's human mutations, right? There's a lot of like sort of minor subspecies of humans. If it gets a bit too wild, they get killed off because humanity.
wait,
Anyway,
subspecies humans, what are you on about? Like leprechauns? Like dwarfs?
now like for example, there's this people called the Ogrins, which are like really bulky, raw, but they're really stupid.
Or like
They're like labelers.
wait,
You also have,
so they are the Americans in the game. They're fat and stupid. It's safe to say that they're the Americans in the
they're definitely not fat. They're like pure muscle. Hence they're called the Ogrins because they're like ogres. But anyway, there's also this type of human called Psyker. Because, oh god, I've really gone off topic because I was going to talk about humans, but in the 40k universe, let me just tell you.
You mentioned to me that there were two categories of humans, and now you're saying that there are more categories. Like, what is going on here?
This is not a category of. This is like a power some humans possess, but they're psychers. But what it means is they have like telekinetic-esque powers. But how telekinesis and esque powers work in this universe is there's two planes of existence: the material realm, where all the universe is, and the immaterium, or also known as the chaos dimension. Basically, it's a hellish magical plane where gods exist, and psychers are able to tap in and pour the power out, performing basically miracles. I guess Jesus was a psyker in this world.
Racist.
Racist? What's racist about Jesus being a psyker?
I don't know.
Anyway.
That's what the millennials would say, so I just.
Oh, the humanity is definitely racist. They've killed other, because basically, at one point, humanity was this massive power. The galaxy was pretty much conquered by them.
You're talking about humans, right?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like, what do you expect from humans? They're the worst kind there is. They're worse than cancer.
Well,
so, I'm not surprised there.
They used to rule the world, but something you must know is they used to have this massive empire that got broken up because the Eldar, or space elves, how should I put this? They literally kinky fucked a god into existence.
That makes no sense. So what, like the space dwarves, they had like a big bang in space and a divine being came into existence? What are you on about, man?
How the immaterium, or the chaos, or I guess the soul realm works
so
is...
wait, let me ask you. Wait.
If I stop again, I won't be able to...
I have a question to ask you.
I was like 2 words away from finishing, so I'm finishing. Every emotion has an effect on the immaterial realm.
Let's be prepared to answer my questions if you're going to get me interested into this.
Let me finish one sentence before you start saying shit. Okay?
I don't say shit.
Look, just all I want to say is materium is affected by emotions, by the people's will. That's all I wanted to say to finish my sentence. So, go on.
What if it does get affected by people's will? What's the big deal?
Well, that's how things are formed. A god, if enough people believe in a god for enough time, the god will become real.
So what you're saying is that it's actually the people's willpower that actually manifests into a god in this 40k-Lore universe? Is that what you're on about?
Basically, yes. But it's not as simple, obviously. Because there's the four major gods of chaos, who are like they're the gods of the main gods. They're not very nice on the average. That's why called chaos gods, because they're sort of assholes for the most part. Anyway, like I was saying, so humans had this massive empire, all happy. Then the elves fucked the god into existence because they committed so many kinky and depraved acts. They literally awakened a being that's basically the god of kinky sex, basically.
The god of sex?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you on about, mate?
They've had so much sex, they basically made a god of kinky sex.
Wait. So actually, the dwarves, they actually created a divine being into existence by having sex? Get the fuck out of here, mate.
It's hard to explain because emotions coalesce into basically energy in the warp, but so do actions. Now, you have four major gods. Sexy god, Slanesh. Basically, I will kill you.
Mate. Sexy divine being. Are you shitting me here?
Well, no, love.
Are you sure this is a game? Because it really sounds like lots of what's actually happened in America nowadays. You have the sexy being, Kim Kardashian. That's what the media portrays her to be. Obviously, I do. She's full of plastic, but the media portrays her as some sort of a sexy divine being. So.
Yeah. Anyway, let me continue. There's four gods. That's one of them. Then you have Korn, who's basically massive axe, will stab you, will kill you, but will have honorable battle if you ask for one guy.
Are you talking about god of he can summon thunder, lightning?
No, he's just the god of war. He doesn't do much except sit on his.
Wait, there's Kratos? Holy shit!
Kratos would probably be one of his followers. Let's put it this way. He is the god of literally destruction.
No, I need Kratos in the actual game. If there is no Kratos, I refuse to play it.
There's better. There's Sly Marble. But anyway, let me get to all of these things, okay? For fuck's sake. So yeah, and then you have Vinch, who's the god of. Basically, he's a god of plants. If you try to evolve or try to make something new, if you have an idea, it feeds him. And then
I have a lot of ideas, and it's feeding no one.
Well,
so
Nurgle or Papa Nurgle, he is the god of decay and entropy, and the circle of life. So basically, he likes to make poisons and diseases. That's
sounds
like
the big pharma companies.
Sorry, say that again.
Sounds like the big pharma companies we talked about in the previous episode.
Yes, it does. Anyway, so you have these four gods, and basically, if you do something that would feed them, without even realizing, it'll feed them. But if you pray to a specific deity, you can create a specific deity with enough it's you can't just will a god into existence. But if there's an entire species believing in a god, you probably can.
So let me get this straight. It actually takes an entire species willpower to actually summon a divine being into existence. Is that how it works?
More or less, more or less. Now,
so let me get this straight.
Go on.
You said that the dwarves, they had crazy steamy sex. They summoned a kinky divine being into existence. Then shouldn't that be the case for all races? Because sex is something that
here's the thing.
Species do, right? Reproduce. So
the Eldar,
or is it just education?
It's basically how it works. It's the most numerous race in the universe. They basically had, if they wanted something, they had something that would do it for them. They had no reason to do anything, so they decided to indulge in pleasure. And
so it's just fornication, casual.
They just wanted
Meaningless
enjoyment.
sex.
Just for enjoy. Yeah.
That's what I
Thing
mean.
is,
Casual meaningless sex.
yeah. Basically, they had nothing to do, so decided to just fuck around and stuff like that. Anyway, so back to the humans,
Okay.
because if we're in the human, there's another faction which is very popular called the Space Marines.
How many freaking factions are there? If they're
Look,
humans to begin with, they should be born and brought up on planet Earth. They shouldn't be from space. If they are from space, there is no way that they can be classified as humans.
what are you on? Yes, they can.
No, they can't. They have to be born and brought up on Earth. If they're actually from another planet or galaxy or whatever, they are classified as aliens. X-Files shit, bro.
That's
Cannot
not how it
classify.
works anymore. Because shut up.
don't give
That's not
a
how it works in this universe. Because
I don't
humanity
all
expanded beyond Earth. And anyway, so yeah, Space Marines. They're post-humans. What I mean by that is there very few aspirants are taken in, and they're basically evolved with like just a thing called gene seed, which is like a special formula that grows in Space Marines. Like it's injected into an aspirant. He gets a lot of new
and they have tails
issues.
growing out of their back.
Sorry.
Do they have tails growing out of their back?
If they get a mutation in the transformation, yeah,
They ain't humans.
they're post-human.
They're mutants. They should actually start a
They're not
faction
mutants.
as
Shut
the
up.
X-Men.
Shut up! Shut up! Ugh. They're post-humans. They're forcibly changed because they are. Let's put it this way: a normal Space Marine is about 3 meters tall. Let's put it this way: a Space Marine with
Humans. They're giants.
Space Marine. I didn't say human. They're not human. They're post-human. They're basically
Shouldn't have a
Let me
human.
finish. We're not going to pass one race, and I'm just going to keep repeating myself at this rate. Just let me finish at least one sentence at a time. Thank you.
Chocobalaho. You may continue.
Yes. So basically, let's put it this way: if we're talking unarmed humans, they would take hundreds of humans to defeat one Space Marine. Hey, for fuck's sake, we can't do this if you're gonna act like this. I'm just acting the same, and you're gonna lose all the challenges.
Wait, what are you on about?
Listen.
I am listening. It takes 100 human beings to defeat a space marine. I am listening.
Yes. Unarmed combat, they would crush humans in their hundreds. Now, then you have their actual equipment. They have things called bolters. It's an explosive gun round. Let's put it this way: if a human fires a normal Space Marine bolter, if they're not like heavily trained, heavily muscled, they'll probably like lose an arm shooting it. And Space Marines shoot it like it's nothing.
That proves it. Space Marines are not humans.
And I didn't say they're human. I said they're post-human.
Yeah,
they start off human, and they get evolved. They have
aliens. They shouldn't have a human name being associated to their.
That's not how.
Whatever.
You don't even know what you're talking about. An alien is a different species coming from outside of Earth.
Exactly.
But they're not a different species.
They're just mutated humans, right?
Yes, but
they're
better than humanity.
So they are the direct result of nuclear warfare, I'm guessing.
No, they're the direct thing of the Emperor deciding that he wants strong fighters and making strong fighters.
That decides the Emperor, he's legit based on me. The Emperor, he sounds a hell of a lot like me.
No, he doesn't.
Game maker for basing a character of me and not paying me my loyalty. They're gonna face one big lawsuit. Continue.
Fuck's sake. So yes, Space Marines. Now, here's the thing. Back in the day, back in 40k, there were 20 chapters. 2 which got deleted because lore, the rest, continued. But Each chapter was led by a Primarch. Now, as a human is to a Space Marine is to a Primarch. So, let's put it this way, a Primarch, they're so powerful, their mere presence can knock people out if they wish. Basically, Emperor Haki style, some of them. To give
I'm
you,
guessing
to give you,
to do with the Conqueror
sorry,
as well, right?
sorry.
They have something to do with the Conqueror as well, right? This Primarch guys.
Basically, but here's the thing. To give you an idea of how powerful these assholes are, Corvus Corax, known as the Night Hunter, crashed because they all got spread out over the universe because lore reasons. Basically, he crash landed on the planet right for the planet's cross and ended up in like a underground bit in his space pod. As a baby, right? Because he started off as a baby, he or was it like basically a toddler? Either way, he wasn't very old at all. He dug his way out from underground with his bare hands through adamantium, which is the most strongest metal in the 40k universe, right? And when he got to the top, he hunted humans for food.
This sounds like Kakarot's origins.
That's whose?
Kakarot, Goku from Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super.
Except he ate humans and absorbed their memories.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. But that's just an example. As a baby, he could dig himself out of, through, hundreds of meters, if not miles of, ground.
Which makes me wonder, just how strong is he now?
At this precise moment, he's dead.
Let me guess, he killed him, right?
He allowed himself to be killed.
Okay, that's boring.
Well, let's put it this way: he spent his entire life punishing people for anything, then realized, oh shit, I've been basically doing what I've been killing people for, and he had a mental breakdown, and he realized that he's being corrupted by chaos, and he was like, I need to die, otherwise I'm gonna keep killing people. So he decided to kill himself, get killed, than to keep killing people. Anyway,
so he virtually had zero self-control, and he decided to commit suicide. Interesting.
He didn't commit suicide; he had someone kill him. But yeah, basically.
Suicide in
Yeah,
my book.
that's humans. That's humans in a nutshell.
Okay.
And yes, now next faction. Shall we talk about someone more calm?
I want to talk about the strongest race there is.
Oh fuck! Ooh, that's a hard one. Okay, I'll name you 3 races, and I want you to choose one you want to learn about. Sorry?
Or the most interesting race out there, like me.
Oh fuck!
Because I'm interesting. I like to listen to interesting stuff.
Let's talk about orcs.
Horse?
Orcs.
Orcs?
Yes.
I swear they're the most weakest, boring race there is. Orcs.
Oh no.
That's how they portrayed orcs in the slime anime.
Yeah, well, either way. In 40k universe, they are space fungus creatures. They grow from mushrooms, essentially. But here's the thing. The orcs are really cool because they have 3 special abilities. One, the more they could never stop growing. The more they fight, the faster they grow. The bigger guys they fight, the faster they grow. So basically, they can grow massive.
So what you're saying is that they have unlimited growth. Like what happens like if they reach a point where they become taller than planet Earth itself? What happens then?
No one's ever reached that size, but one's been the size of basically the Eiffel Tower, like half the Eiffel Tower at one point.
But still not as the Burj Khalifa.
Anyway, so they grow forever. Second thing is, if an orc believes something's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. What I mean by that is orcs have something called the waghhh field. Basically, what that means is if enough orcs believe that a red car is going to go faster than a blue car, anything painted red is going to go faster around orcs.
Damn.
If orcs believe that their guns, who are literally made from slamming a couple of bits together, very ramshackled, is going to fire very strong bullets, it's going to fire very strong bullets. Their technology is half-paced between them believing something's going to work and it actually sort of working. What I mean by that is...
so they have like this crazy mental power where they can literally think something into existence. Damn.
Necessarily.
It's
they're very, very primitive, very stupid, basically. No, it's an understatement. It's also an over. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is they only care about one thing: fighting.
Care about what?
They only care about fighting. If an orc can fight for the rest of his life, he will be the happiest orc on this side of the planet.
I'd whoop an orc's arse. I don't give a bollocks.
Oh, let's put it this way. Orcs are so resilient, right? If you chop an orc's arm off, and he sees a metal arm next to him, he could literally just stab it into himself and start working.
I'm more resilient than an orc. I don't care.
Anyway, and the third thing is, they have something called genetical knowledge. What that means is, if
from what you're saying, they don't sound stupid at all.
But they only care about fighting. Anything else, they're not interested in. But
that doesn't make them stupid.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Listen.
Are you being biased to the orcs, mate?
Because they're only really smart when they're in bigger groups. Because the more of them there is, the mech boys, their engineers, are able to create more powerful things. But their technology is very ramshackled. What I mean by that is...
But then again, they have this crazy mental powers, right? Where they can believe anything into existence. So do they actually need cutting edge technology?
That's not how it works. They can believe something would happen, and it can happen, but they're very limited in what they're able to think about because that's how they were made, basically. Their main focus is fighting stuff. That's all. If they will not care about anything other than that, literally. But here's the thing. They were created by a race called the Old Ones.
The Old Wankers?
The Old Ones.
Oh, okay.
They basically were a race that was so powerful they could forcibly evolve races and create races if they wished. They were very powerful. Now, that takes us into your favorite race, the Necrons.
The what?
The Necrons. But I'm calling them Necrons because you're...
Damn, they actually named they actually named a race after the great emperor himself. How freaking cool is that? Continue.
They're undead skeleton robots. Now,
okay.
They never used to be undead skeleton robots. Back in the day, there were a race of fleshy beings that were very unlucky to live next to a star that basically gave them all cancer. Literally.
Wait, let me get one thing straight.
And you have cancer.
Okay, let me get... they were born on planet Earth, right?
No.
They were born on a different planet?
Yeah.
How do they end up in Earth then?
What do you mean how they end up on Earth?
We're talking about events that take place in Earth, right? Because obviously there are humans involved in it.
I'm telling you about races, happening 40k. Humans have colonized a large part of the galaxy.
Sounds like Avatar shit to me. Okay.
But anyway, so they used to be very sickly. They decided to expand, by making these massive ships that could travel very slowly. And they basically encased themselves and they basically went to sleep until they reached a new world.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they met the old ones because the old ones were about just making new races, prattling about, having fun.
Mm.
And they were like, "Cool, you guys are really strong. Could you heal us?" Which they responded with, "No," because they believe that races should evolve naturally if they can. Now, this made the Necrons very angry. They basically were like, assholes, why won't they help us? So they decided to wage war, which they promptly pretty much lost. Now,
Wait, okay. Go on.
now, this is where the Necrons noticed something. The thing eating the sun, the making them, go really bad, was sort of sentient. So they got in contact with this being and other beings. They turned out to be called the Catan.
The
Basically,
what?
these beings, the Catan, they
The
existed.
katanas?
The Catan. These are beings that
Patan.
existed. Catan.
How do you spell that?
C-A-T-H. C-A-T-A-H? Catan. C-A-T-H-A-N.
Pa.
Anyway.
Pa.
Anyway.
Pa.
Okay, shut up. Anyway. So basically, they had the help from these beings to basically, wage the war again. There was a catch though. Obviously. There was a catch because fucking why would anything be easy in this universe?
What are they playing ball or something to have a catch?
Shut up. So basically the Catan decided to help them, but the Deceiver, one of the major Catans, was like, you know what? Give us bodies. So they gave them bodies. When they got bodies, they've realized they've got hunger for human souls and like souls of the living. So they tricked the entire Necron tier race to shed their fleshy bodies and join the Necrons by becoming skeleton robots, which basically meant that most of them lost their personality. Long story short, the Necron tier wanted to get rid of cancer. They got rid of cancer by becoming robot skeletons.
And by doing so, they lost their soul, right?
Basically, yeah.
So desu ka.
Now, next race. Let's talk about. Oh God.
Before you get to the next race, how many races are actually there?
There's humans, Necrons, Orcs, Eldar, Dark Eldar. Technically, Tau. There is
Raul?
Tau. There is Chaos. And is there another one? No, that's it. Am I forgetting someone? Oh yeah, there's Tyranids.
There's pyramids.
Tyranids.
Oh.
Would you like to know about Tyranids? Because they're a bit cool.
Okay, go on.
They're massive space bugs that absorb anything and can use it to make themselves stronger.
Basically chakra.
Now, basically, they will mutate to beat anything. They can evolve new creatures to counter like any force.
Neruhodo.
And their entire stick is they're a hive mind and they want to eat everything.
So they're always hungry?
Not that they're hungry, they're hive mind, no will of themselves really, except like the really high ones. Basically, they just want to consume everything. That's the goal. That's their mission in life. Eat everything.
Eat, sleep, shit, repeat, right?
Not even shit. No, that's precious biomatter. Eat, not sleep. Eat more. Eat and eat.
So eat, repeat.
Yeah. Or
Such a boring race, man. Such a boring race.
oh,
Sounds a lot like you.
Oh no, they're so cool though. There's a lot, like for example, I got these gene stealers which infiltrate a species on a planet, copulate with the species
I mean,
forcibly,
what is
and
the
slowly
point
over
in having like these cool abilities if you don't have a will or a mind of your own? Like, doesn't matter, mate.
because the higher people sort of do, like the hive tyrants and the norm queens, which lead massive tendril spaceships. Yes. So
And yes,
really,
and what happened?
this way, they're basically one of the biggest threats in the universe because if you find a way to kill one, next time you meet them, they're most likely would have evolved to counter that. So yes, that's them. Now, yes, there's also dark elves and elves, which are like kinky elves and less kinky elves. Tau, which are the greater good. Basically, they're Japanese for everyone army that likes guns and doesn't like melee combat because they're pussies.
I have one question for you.
Yes.
Is it possible for the humans to actually have sex with the kinky elves? Do they have like interracial sexual intercourse sessions or whatever they call it in this world?
It's possible, but the elves think of humans as below them. Basically,
But then again, let's just assume here a hot female elf, a kinky elf. She's horny as fuck. She don't have any elf guys to fuck. A human comes about. What happens to the human? Does he
they
get
don't
laid or?
really get kinky anymore. Other than the kinky elves, but they don't get kinky sexually. They probably cut you into pieces because they need the pain and suffering of other creatures to replenish their own energy, so they get consumed by the kinky god who is slowly sucking their energy out.
Sounds like some masochistic shit. That's the
Oh,
correct term, right?
they're very much so. Oh god, yeah.
I don't want to be
they're
the elves. Even though I don't mind getting laid by a kinky
only the dark
hot
elves, only
chick.
the dark elves.
I mean, I don't actually mind getting laid by a kinky hot elf chick. I legit don't. But screw the elves.
Yeah. Anyway.
Say this.
Anyway, so yeah, those are all the races really. Now, something that might interest you is Horus Heresy, which is a story arc, or I guess technically it's like a history, where Horus, one of the sons of one of the Primarchs, basically starts to go against the Emperor, and because he was the War Master, he had like the highest position in the Imperium, other than the Emperor and his closest advisor. He gets basically have the other Primarchs to fight the other Primarchs, and he gets like chaos boosted, and he basically becomes like stupidly strong and just manages to kill the Emperor. Mostly because the Emperor didn't want to kill one of his sons.
Wait, is this the Emperor you were initially talking about?
Yeah.
AKA me?
Yeah, I guess so.
True. If I had sons of my own, I wouldn't want to kill them either, so.
I mean, they're technically not your sons. You made
But
them
still,
in a laboratory.
well, still, like, yeah, if they were, I mean, like, if I did have, like, some sort of an emotional attachment to them, I wouldn't want to kill anyone I'm emotionally attached to. So.
Yes, well.
I don't mind
yeah,
killing of anyone I'm sexually attracted to.
Okay, you kinky elf.
I didn't mean literally. If you get what I mean. If you get what I mean.
I'd get you probably put on a list or something.
What list?
I don't know, some sort of dangerous sexual predator. I find you too good looking.
At least I'm being expressive. At least I'm being expressive. At least I'm making my intentions known. The
Oh
ladies
yes,
out there, if they
that's
want
the
to
top.
have some fun, holla.
Yes, and that's the last time you call anyone. I'm gonna have to, I think I'm gonna have to report you to some sort of you know, police force. Then again,
well,
what police force I could report you to? It's not like your police force
the
would
police
care.
force do. It's not like I'm out there preying on girls. If they are interested, I'm down for it. It's as simple as that. If they are interested, I'm down for it. And why wouldn't they be interested in having fun with me? Why
So
wouldn't
you
they
just
be?
admitted that you only.
It's like literally winning the lottery for them. So I'm just putting it out there. Like anyone who's interested, just holler at me. I'm here for you guys. It's as simple as that. Like why would you report me to the cops for that?
You just said you only kill people you find hot.
I didn't mean literally. Wink, wink.
Oh, wink.
Meant it as
Okay,
metaphor.
right.
Wink, wink.
Let's change the subject before MI5 decides to come and knock my door in because I'm thinking of an Indian
Be
serial
like,
killer.
why would you mistake me for a serial killer? Serial killers, they actually hide their true intentions, whereas me, I'm not hiding my intentions. I'm like
Oh, yeah,
being
so
open
much
with my
better.
intentions.
Oh yeah, I stab people I find sexy. Yeah, it's fine. At least I told you. No,
I didn't
no.
literally kill them, you moron. I meant it as a sexual metaphor.
What sort of sexual metaphor is that?
I'm not gonna go into details here. This is a podcast, and we have like viewers listening in on this. I'm not gonna go deep into the details here. I meant the kind of thing that happens while you're actually having it in bed and while you're about to reach the climax. That's what I meant.
That's even more disturbing.
To me, that's more disturbing. That's how I like to refer it to.
Well, death.
Let's just talk about this because I don't want to creep my viewers out by going too much into details. I'm already heated. I don't want them to like.
If
I don't
this
want them to like
episode
start
has hurt
because
you
of this.
mentally, please contact us under this number 0008. Nick is a sexual deviant, you know.
How am I being a deviant? How am I being a deviant?
What are you even talking about? Like,
What do you mean? I'm just talking about normal sex here and how I'm gonna please the female counterpart. That's all I'm referring
the
to.
way
Here.
you said that, once again, I have to go back to your point where you said you only kill people you find hot.
Let's just skip the topic here before the.
Well, I'm probably already on the list just talking to you.
I don't know. Maybe tomorrow you might find it in the newspaper. Nick found lynched to death. Probably that's gonna be the breaking news.
Lynched.
Lynched.
Oh, lynched.
Lynched, not lynched.
Right.
Lynched.
Right, okay, I get you. Shut up.
And no offense to the female viewers. I did not intend to make any derogatory. Wait, what is that terminology? Derogatory?
Let me say it for you, just so they get it.
Yeah.
We apologize. Nick didn't mean to be born.
Dude, if I wasn't born, who's gonna give the females all the entertainment?
And by the way, we've gone so far off topic. Let's just go back on it.
Anyways, let me finish what I was saying. As I was saying, sorry to the female viewers. I did not mean to demean you in any way. This is just who I am. So deal with it. It's as simple as that. Yeah, back to our topic.
Oh, okay. Shit. So 40k.
I hope YouTube don't take me down for this.
A lot of war, a lot of kinky elves, a lot of skeletons, a lot of magic, a lot of massive spaceship battles, massive bugs. Interested?
Do you know the one thing that actually really did get me interested in this, or the one thing that I actually found interesting,
What is
is that
psychotic
there is actually
ants?
an emperor in this game who is virtually based on me. And do you know the one game that I am going to play? I'm going to file a lawsuit against the makers of this game for basing a character on me and for not paying me the loyalties that I rightfully deserve. So somebody's getting sued.
What are you even on?
They literally based an emperor off me. They didn't even bother to inform me. Okay, forget it. They don't have to inform me. At least pay me the loyalty that I freaking deserve. They're making money off me. Cannot let that happen.
They're not. The
Sure,
Emperor's
my
actually useful.
Screw you.
No, I don't want to die.
Anyways, on a serious note, the game does sound interesting. I'm not gonna lie there.
It's not a game
Uh,
per se. It's a universe. You have many games that come with it. You have the tabletop. You have the mobile games. You have the. There's a lot of like good games like fucking what's his name? Dawn of War is like a good strategy game. Space Marine is like an awesome shooter.
hmm.
You like Space Marine. You basically shoot and stop things.
I mean, it's definitely something that I'm willing to get into. But as
Okay,
of
I'm
now,
taking it as a win. I'm taking it as a
pretty
win.
busy
No,
schedule. Like,
1 point to me.
hey, let me finish here. Let me finish here.
Why?
Let me finish
You're not
here.
letting me finish.
Okay, go on. Go on with your rant. I'll finish
I
afterwards.
win.
No, you don't win. I mean, I have a
Okay,
pretty
now
busy schedule here. Like, when I do get time, it's something that I'm willing to get into. I mean, I will give it a shot. I will give it a shot since my best friend suggested it, because I'm not a douchebag.
oh
So, yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna take this point and then like refuse anything you say just so I can win. So
You're gonna regret that big time.
I've already won.
This is virtually like the first time we did it, so it doesn't count. We're
Exactly.
gonna have
So
like
from
more
now on,
sessions.
if I say no to everything you say, I've won by default.
Just because you said that, I've changed my mind. I'm not gonna try
Too
it.
late. It's on
I don't
record.
care. I have to try it for you to
Here's the
actually
thing, though.
get the win. I've changed
I
my
can
mind now. I don't
delete-
want to try it. Screw
I
your
can delete.
40k-Lore.
I
Screw
can
this shit.
delete.
I don't give a
right
fuck.
now.
I'm gonna
No
file a
one will
lawsuit.
hear this.
Get my lawyer
No one will
involved.
hear
I'm
this.
gonna file a lawsuit. I'm gonna get my
You
freaking
can afford a lawyer.
So you can just shove the 40k-Lore up your mouth. How about that?
I mean, okay. I don't know how that would work. It's a non-corporeal object that you cannot touch, but I guess
I don't care how you do, just shove it up your mouth and hope you choke on it.
Nice of you.
I was willing to be nice. I was willing to give it a shot, and you dug your own grave. So I'm not at fault here. You're being a prick. So that's what it is.
So basically, what's going to happen now is I'm going to delete everything you just said and just take it as a victory.
Don't do that. Anyways, word. I said I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. So I'm all for.
It's gonna be a dick.
Because you're a little coward does not mean I have to be a coward as well. Booyah.
Oh, you hurt me. You stopped the word hurt. Oh, I'm gonna be so obnoxious when you tell one just as a revenge.
I'm just feeling legit high as fuck today, so I have no idea what I'm on about.
He's on drugs now. No wonder he's a sexual deviant.
Dude, I don't do drugs. I had a kick-ass workout today, and it got me high as fuck.
Oh, I can eat a Kit Kat.
Kick-ass workout. It means I had a high-intensity workout.
That's boring.
And my brain's like doing all sorts of crazy stuff. And it's like words, it's just literally pouring out of my mouth. I don't even know like what I'm on about. It's like I'm in flow state. It's like I'm in my zone.
Well, in your zone.
And why would you refer to me as a sexual deviant? Like, don't you want to get laid to a hot chick as well? It's something
Well,
that
yes, but unlike you, I wouldn't kill someone because I find them hot.
I did not mean it literally. It was a sexual metaphor, you moron. A sexual metaphor.
Still, it's a nice metaphor until you come, think about it and you think like, oh, his metaphor involves killing.
Do you know the one thing that I'm scared of? I think that the female subscribers, they're legit gonna unsubscribe after listening to this episode.
But don't worry, I'm gonna start a solo channel just for them.
You wish.
I cannot deny people the putty.
Let's just be honest. If they're gonna be interested in someone, it's gonna be me. So let's just leave it at that.
Well, you say that, and then you look at yourself.
I do not say that. I literally have results, so there you go.
Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, I see what you're doing there.
What am I doing?
Look, trannies don't count.
You wish, you jealous bastard.
Oh no, that wasn't you. What?
Because they cannot accept the hard truth. No worries. You will get there.
Hard truth, eh? That's why I call my penis.
Jealous, mate.
Oh.
Did you just say what I thought I just heard you say?
I said nothing. You got no proof of that.
Now, did you just say it? On
Maybe.
the podcast. It's still
What?
You're not supposed to
Some point.
give personal information like that. It's still early days.
It's not personal. It's public knowledge.
You wish.
I don't actually.
The pervert. Look who's the pervert now.
No. Once again, I didn't claim to enjoy killing people for sexual
I meant it
favors.
as a sexual metaphor. Like that's what hot, hunky, handsome guys do. They have
Why
like
you
these
doing it?
sexual metaphors. Because I am a hot, handsome, interesting, crazy, insane, fun, exciting, adrenaline-filled dude. So that's why I came up with that crazy phrase.
Crazy. That's about it.
This is what happens when I'm high, and you have me on your podcast.
It's my podcast now.
Our podcast. I'm the brains.
I'll keep on the revenue then.
No, the pay is 50-50 split.
No,
It's
my
our
podcast.
podcast. It's our podcast.
That's not what you said, though. You heard it here first, guys. It's a Paddy podcast from now on.
Oh, it's the Nixter podcast from now on.
Once again, I'll just cut that out. Paddy podcast. That sounds good.
Cheating. You're cheating. You're a cheater. I will expose you.
You will not
Look
expose
into
me.
it. I will tell literally everyone to look into it.
Oh, you prick.
Look into it.
Oh, God, I don't want to look into it.
Seems that I'll have to bounce.
See, don't blame me this week, guys.
Well, this episode's gonna be dope. Let's just be honest.
Well, it's mostly you shouting bollocks at me trying to explain to you a universe which is so hard to explain. You probably need at least 5 hours.
It's not ball. I didn't shout out bollocks. I was just legit asking reasonable questions.
You were talking about dwarves for some reason.
Dwarves?
Dwarves.
What about dwarves? They're a race.
You kept talking about. Technically, they're not.
You cannot be racist to the dwarves. Are you being racist to the dwarves here, mate? Do you know that the dwarves community, they're gonna come out all guns blazing against you, and you ain't gonna stand a chance against them?
Nah, they're gonna fall short.
Good one. That was a good comeback.
I'm
Fucking love
sorry,
it.
so
Here,
friend.
because that
I
was
do.
people.
Oh, great! I just like gonna get a strike from YouTube now. Just offending an entire group of people. Great, lovely.
Literally the nail on the
Worth it.
coffin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess I should be the bigger man.
Okay, let's just end the recording here. Thank you, folks, for tuning in. Episode 5 will be out soon. Keep a
Take
watch
care.
out for
Bye bye.
like, share, subscribe, comment. Thank you.
And save for your personal storage.
Sayonara. Peace out.